Everyone, my name is Olashende Folawemi, a trainee for DSC YouTube Content Creation Group, and I have here with me Mr.
Engineer Akim Okwemi trainer for Model Making Manufacture D, which is Tech 66.
Thank you for giving us your time today.
You're welcome.
So, what makes this skill, interlocking production, a lucrative choice for someone looking to make money?
Okay, so as the name implies, interlock production, and interlock is a concrete produce which is conventional, that is, it's so rampant. As just outside they have interlock pathways, so that should show you the viability of such a business and how it can thrive in an urban area like this.
Okay, thank you. So the thing is, how much capital does a beginner need to get started in this skill?
Just like every other business,
Yes.
interlock, it can be started on a small scale, as a small scale enterprise. So it depends on the the targeted market at which a beginner is targeting for such a business. So to me, I think around 500,000 or even lesser can be used to start such a business, as basically what will be taking chunk of the capital is maybe procuring mods, and this can be actually rented. So another material that is essential in starting such a production is cement, coarse aggregate, fine aggregate, and then just like all the water, which is so essential in concrete production. So I believe all these materials are available within our immediate environment. So that the price will actually correlate the capital needed in starting such a business.
So, what are the machines that is needed to start this thing, or I know it's not too expensive?
No, of course no. So that's the sweet thing about interlock production. Basically, what is essential, like a should I say an equipment? Yeah, let's say an equipment that is required is just conventional mixing equipment, like shovel, pan, and then mods. So aside from this, I think when big machinery are required is if you are producing on a larger scale. So that's the sweet thing about interlock production. You can start with just the aforementioned equipment, so which doesn't require you having an heavy equipment like a concrete mixer, a larger scale, and every machinery are required. Machinery such as concrete mixer, water pump, and color mixers. And sometimes molding templates can be, a bigger molding technique can be used in interlock production. But all these to me can be neglected if you are starting on a smaller scale.
Thank you very much. So, range of how much can a beginner earn within 6 months, 1 year, and 5 years?
So that would depend on the certain capital invested in the business. Just as I earlier stated, if you are starting on a larger scale, this is a viable and realistic business that anybody can endeavor in. So, and it depends on the scale at which you are starting your production with. So that would depend on the amount of profits you make. But I can assure you, it's such a business whereby if you are investing, let's say, okay, you will definitely receive at least 40% turnover at the end of the day and the end of the production, if everything are actually well done and adequately executed. So it's a viable business in which you can be expecting, let's say, turnover to 30 to 40%.
Okay, thank you. Are there seasonal variation in income for this skill? As in, there's a time you earn, there's a time you won't earn.
I disagree on that. I think it's such a good business whereby your income are steadily and always coming in throughout the year. Given you have a good location and you have a targeted customers which you are meeting their needs. It's not a business whereby, in rainy season you will not see market, or in dry season use. So it's an all year round business.
Okay. The next thing is, can a beginner earn money while still learning, or is it so compulsory to be a master at this
No,
skill?
just like how I do tell my students that, interlock production is a business where you can start at any point in time. It doesn't, require you to have too much skills or technicality. Or, all this can be, achieved in the process of learning. And at the same time, you can start any instantaneously. Do you get what I mean? Like, it's a business of, like, once you have been put through on how to, mix. And interlock production is such a good business that it doesn't require too much skills. You can start as a beginner, and you can start any instantaneously.
Thank you. So, what are the steps a beginner should take before any?
So there are certain steps, in my opinion, that I think a beginner should take in starting such a business. Is that, it all leads to, planning, adequate planning. Having your, small capital, your, location matters. Then at the same time, your targeted customers at which you selling to. And most essentially, what a lot of people neglect when it comes to such business is compromising on materials and mix ratio. A lot of people believe, okay, if I should use a lesser material, I should be able to get a more profit. But in such business, compromise is something that should not be entertained when it comes to your production. As basically almost everybody can start the application of interlocks, as it's so seamless and easy.
Thank you very much. So, are there specific niches that are more profitable in this business? That is, some place that you earn more and where you earn less?
To me, I think there are not particular, certain things to do, that, you just have to do what is right and do it at the right time. Because, just as I earlier stated, if you are to understand your mix proportion and your environment very well, that will bring a larger profit to you. Imagine you have 1 bag of cement and your targeted outcome is, let's say, 100 numbers of interlock. If you have to mix adequately and taking your time with it, I believe you will be able to achieve that. But imagine someone that doesn't have the time, and it's just like, okay, maybe it's just for me to just pour everything together, and then at the end of the day it will give you a good result. So mixing require a lot of what's it called? A lot of technicality, so to say, and which is why a lot of people prefer using concrete mixer, and as this saves material, it saves time and it saves a lot of things. But as a beginner, concrete mixer is so expensive to procure. So, but then once you are not using concrete mixer, this can still be achieved by putting your best and putting your time.
Thank you. So, what are the common mistakes that beginners do make in this skill?
Earlier stated, I think that's one of the most greatest mistake a lot of people make when it comes to interlock production. They believe I can use a lesser material to get a higher profit. And at the same time, another factor a lot of people don't put, they don't put importance to is curing and drying. This is a factor that is also essential when it comes to interlock production. A lot of people believe, okay, it should be just for me to remove from the mold and just keep it, and that's all. But then curing is a gradual process at which it's so essential in order for you to get a good end result. So my advice to the beginner is to take all the essential factors in interlock production as important as anything. And what are the factors that are so essential? And this can be categorized into 5. We have proportioning, which is proportioning at which the adequate material, at what proportion each materials would be, and then followed by mixing. After proportioning your material, then you proceed to mixing the material. Just like proportioning, you have to be so keen and you have to be so observant in mixing as well. So after mixing, then another factor is compacting. A lot of people believe, okay, it's just for me to pour in there, but whereas it's not. You have to adequately compact. Then after compacting, the fourth one is you curing. So that's where I deviated from. Like, you have to just be so observant and so taking everything into consideration. So after curing, then you left to dry. So production is the most essential, so to say. Production is the most essential in interlocking business, because you can just like block making, you can just go to a roadside vendor and just procure blocks which you will use at the site. That's why I'm still restating that production is so essential. Once you are done with your production, everybody can seamlessly, apply and fix your interlocks on the road. So that's my take on that.
So from what you said, the thing is there a way to minimize capital and maximize
profit? To me, I think there is no shortcut to success. You just have to go, through. Definitely profits. I believe there is profit in every business. And as I earlier stated, interlock production is such a viable business and it's so profiting. But then what a lot of beginners do get wrong is that, with small capital, I want to get times 200%. She get. So no matter how small, which I know in interlock production we have small profits, we only have massive profits. So
thank you. That's the end of the video. Thank you for having us here today.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much. So viewers, please like, subscribe and comment. Thank you very much. And my partner behind the camera is Miriam. Bye bye.